Welcome back, everyone. This is the fourth day in a row that I'm recording these back testing of the first week. Let's get into it. We'll start with the London session. Today is Thanksgiving. It's Thursday, the 28th of November. And we had a pretty decent Frankfurt session and quite nice London too. I ended up taking a very nice 1 to 4 here on the Frankfurt session. A stop loss, unfortunately, on the London session, but it was something I thought about trying. Actually, this stop was about this candle. It stopped at me and then went to profit a little bit before changing its direction again. I knew that this was a little bit counter trending trades just because of these zones here, 1 and 2 and 3 actually here. So we were still going on a bullish trend also because of this order block that has been mitigated and not broken. So I should have definitely looked to a long position, but I'm gonna explain you why I did so. Let's start from the beginning. So I will start from 8 a.m., which is the time I start to trade. So what I saw on the 8 a.m. Movements was this 15 minutes break and this order block above here, and this situation told me that the Asian session actually accumulated a little bit and then we expanded. The market opened at 6 a.m. and we were going back to this order block that has been mitigated yesterday on Wednesday, but not fully. So we still had plenty of liquidity here. You can see the order block here on the 15 minutes time frame. We also accepted the price above the 4 hours. So as I said, we were definitely long, not short. But as I was saying, what I saw was this strong movement to rebalance this bullish push here. So we didn't have any break of structure above here. You can see that on the older time frames. We had a new high here, a new high here, a new high here, and here, and again here, but no body closure above the new highs, so no break of structure. So what I thought was also that this order block may fail because we had plenty of zones below here. There was this fair value gap here on the 4 hours. There was this order block downstairs here. So, there was plenty of space for the price to go bearish. So in the beginning, I was also thinking about this, going back to rebalance these lows inside the fair value gaps, probably hit the 50% or even more, and then, keep on pushing up. But as I said, I ended up hitting my take profit here. I'm gonna show you later on my trading account, and this is what I saw on the 1 minute. So on the 1 minute, I ended up taking the Frankfurt order block here. Okay, so this was 8 a.m. Price managed to grab some liquidity, not accepting the new low, but we already accepted this, which was the major move. So to me, this was just a liquidity that had to be taken for the price to come back. So some fuel just to come back to the 15-minute order block, get the fuel that he needed to go to the 15 minutes. So this is the move I was expecting, liquidity here, back up, back down. So that's exactly actually what happened, and I'm really happy of how the trade turned out. We didn't saw an instant break of this structure here on the 1 minute. So it seemed that the order block on Frankfurt it seemed to hold a little bit more, but actually the price started to shoot up a little bit more. So it transformed pretty soon on a breaker block. There was no space though for a trade. As you can see, you could have entered a position here, but the stop loss would have been really tight. So I prefer not to take this trade, of course, and wait for a good confirmation. My confirmation arrived when no candles closed above the 50% of this order block, and we had a pretty decent engulfing candle after the 50% order block mitigations. So as soon as I saw this, I've decided to enter my position. I could have also put my stop loss above here, to be honest, and the risk reward would have been amazing. But as you know, we were in the half of the Frankfurt session, so I preferred to be a little bit more conservative and enter my position here. So unluckily for me, I ended up taking the position a little bit lower, so inside this candle, and my risk reward was not as perfect as I wanted it to be, so I ended up risking like $50 or so. But that's okay, as soon as I've seen the move, I decided to enter, and it ended up to be a really nice trade. So that's what I'm happy about. The price did exactly what I was expecting it to do. It went to rebalance this level, this liquidity here that was my target. So I'm really happy about this. It's a 1 to 4, even though I've managed to take in reality, just because of a moment of really strong pressure from the sellers. I ended up taking like here, okay, here, like in this zone here, but it's okay. It's nothing, because I'm risking nothing, as I said. Probably I'm gaining some confidence as for now, and next week I'm gonna rise up a little bit the lot sizes, just to get back to a 0.2 or 0.3 percent risk, not straight to 0.5 or 1, of course. Probably next week, I will feel a little bit more confident on risking like 0.2, 0.3. So something better may come up. I would love to pass the challenge before Christmas, but I also need to understand that it's more important for me to become more consistent, more disciplined on taking the nice trades like these without being stressed out about it. So the price was reaching this 50% of the fair value gap on the 15 minutes, and it was a little bit silly of me to not take a buy position here, for instance, but we were too close to the London session, and the stop loss would have been really tight here and too much here. It's almost 12 pips here. All right, so having a trade like this that could potentially even go higher, of course, but why going in just before the London Open? First thing first, so there's the macro time, and also with this large stop loss, it was a little bit silly of me to do so. That's why I've decided not to take it. And also I was aiming, as I said, to a little bit more. So I confess to you, I've left inside the trade a little bit of the lot size, and I end up taking a little bit of a break even, but that's okay. So after that, we had a London Open, and the London Open was this order block here, in my opinion. So as soon as London Open, they went back to get some liquidity in the order block and below the previous low on the M1 structure. And the price ended up tapping the London order block, but we noticed that, this was already shifting up. So it was possible to take a trade here. Of course it was, if you saw something like this, I'm gonna explain you why. there's this is a breaker block right now on the 1 minute. Just because this high created this low, that created this lower high that was unable to create a new lower low. That's why this breaker block could have been nice to enter, but I usually prefer to see another shift of structure. If you saw my video of gold, if I'm not mistaken, was on Tuesday, or probably yesterday. Yeah. So if you saw my video of the position I took on gold, you can see that this is the exact same pattern, just shifted on the upside because I took a sell on gold. So I was waiting for the price to come back and break this low. Thing that actually happened, because you see there's a new high here and there's a candle closing above. So this is a market shift, in my opinion. So this London order block was the only thing on my way for a long. So as soon as the price reached again this breaker, you can see the breaker block on the M15 too. All right, this is the breaker on the M15 and on the M5. As soon as I reached the M5 breaker block, I've seen this big wick here. So the candle refusing this level strongly. So what it told me was that probably the price was going to react here using this break, not counting anymore this this order block here, and keep on going downstairs to rebalance the zone I told you about. That's why I took this sell. Honestly, it wasn't the best thing, just because the structure wasn't in my favor. So I waited, and I saw also this candle here, and I ended up taking this trade. It went down a little bit, then there was the macroeconomic event, but I didn't think that this event could have had a very huge impact on the market. It ended up having a little bit of an impact, so it took my stop loss, and I'm totally fine with that. And then it was a little bit weird to see it going back again. But if you go to the 1 minute structure, you can see that it tapped perfectly the 50% of the of this order block, that it's the last one that created this break. So the this is the candle you should have considered. Okay, so it ended up taking perfectly the 50%, and it should have been a nice occasion for me to get back in, get this operation that actually turned out to be good, if I'm not mistaken. Close to the stop loss, but no stop loss. So this was probably better somehow, but to me, from here on, the market was something that you don't wanna see on your daily basis. So I'm gonna fast forward to the later session. I ended up not taking any trades in the beginning of the New York session, just because it was Thanksgiving. I didn't thought that anything could have happened. So the market ended up taking some liquidity here. I did some analysis at 1 p.m. and it turned out that there was this fair value gap here on the M5. This one here. Price reacted nicely on the 3 minutes. We had a shift and an engulfing candle. So this could have been a nice trade. To be honest with you guys, this could have been a really, really nice trade, because the price reacted perfectly on this fair value gap. We had the liquidity taken here, even though it was like half a pip, but we had a structure shift here, and the target would have been really, really gorgeous, like 1 to 5. So these are the trades that you should take. I mean, you should take a trade like these, not like these. That's what I'm concerned about. But it's okay. Shit happens, and I could have taken this trade, yes, of course, but usually I don't trade the New York session, and I'm happy with this result here because that's what I was struggling with. To be honest with you, until a few months ago or weeks ago, I wasn't able to take these trades, and now I am. So I am grateful for that. I'm looking forward to this and this combined, but I'm already happy with that. As you can see, the price didn't even touch the liquidity, so they happened to, you know, react from here somehow. You know, there was this breaker block even here, but I didn't follow the session, and I decided to set an alert on this high here just in case, and an alert of course down here just in case the 15 minutes chart would have gave me something. Turns out that they took the liquidity up on this 4-hour candle, which was really weird, because as you can see, if you go to the 4-hour charts, you see a shooting star candle in a weird position, because we're not on top of a uptrend, we are on top of a bearish correction leg. So it's really weird to see a shooting star candle inside here. Of course, usually there's a shooting star candle at the end of an uptrend or a hammer at the end of a downtrend, you know. So this was weird to me. I ended up looking at the charts and I've seen the price reacting. Where's my, oh yeah, sorry. Was looking for my drawings. So the price ended up reacting nicely on the M5. To be honest with you, I had a really nice shooting star here, sorry, here. Then there was this kind of a doji, so you know, nothing major, and finally an engulfing candle. So that's when I've decided to take a trade again. I decided to enter the position here, even though there was this order block here that turned to be a breaker, just because there was no time to consider that, and honestly, it wasn't that important to me. It was really close to the liquidity here. So I decided to take the position, ended up getting some nice profit. It was a I ended up entering a little bit higher, like here or so. So I ended up taking some profit here, but the trade came back to break even pretty soon. So, you know, I decided to step aside and call it a day. And that's exactly what I was supposed to do, because the market turned out to be pretty choppy. So this is it. This is the day. I ended up taking a nice trade, not a nice profit though. As I said, that was this is the period where I'm using a weird lot size just to be, you know, to get rid of this self-sabotaging mechanism that I'm struggling with. So this is it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the last day of the first week.